Welcome, Subnautica fans, to another Wolfie's Where Is It? Today, we're going to locate the pieces for Cyclops, the biggest sub in the game, right now, anyway. I'm going to assume at this point, since you're looking for Cyclops, you're going to have a Seamoth already. And unfortunately, it's scattered in two zones, two clusters, basically. One is extremely dangerous, and I cannot emphasize extremely enough. The second is going to be rather safe in the area. I mean, there's a few things that might bother you, but in general, the area is fairly safe. The downside is the pieces are scattered all over a very, very wide area. And I can't tell you exactly where they're going to be because every game they're slightly different. But in general, they're going to be in the same approximate area. And you're simply going to have to hunt the area and locate the pieces. I've marked a number of them so I can show you what the fragments look like. And then we'll take you to the second area over here. The Cyclops is built with three components, or parts, as you will. There's a hull, the bridge, and the engine. And each piece requires 3 fragments, so that's a total of 9 fragments for the entire sub. So basically, we're going to head to the mushroom zone, and it's pretty easy. I mean, it's such a large area. I mean, you just kind of line up these mushrooms with that big null right there of land, and just kind of head in that general direction, and you'll know it when you get there. We'll pass across a red grass zone before we enter the bulb zone. And this is the area also where you frequently find moon pool fragments as well. Here we've passed through the red grass zone. And as you can see, we're now entering the mushroom biome with these giant mushroom trees. Basically, the bridge fragments and the hull fragments are scattered throughout this entire area over here. I'll show you one of the moonpool fragments, what it looks like. The antenna piece here. There's kind of a wall piece, and then also the legs. But I'm going to assume you probably have that already at this point if you're looking for the biggest sub in the game. So here's what one of the pieces looks like. Kind of a segment out of the hull wall. And they are not going to be exactly where I am showing you where these particular pieces are, because they randomly spawn through this entire area. So don't be going to these exact spots and expect to find these particular items in these exact spots, because it's unlikely they're going to be there. Here is a piece of the bridge. Kind of looks like a hatch. And be sure to search in between the trees, because there's quite frequently tons of parts scattered throughout the trees. And I've noticed this zone is rather slow to load, so it's quite likely that once you visit the area, the pieces, you may not see them, and then if you come back later, they'll be there. So here's another piece of the hull. I believe I think that's a part of the conning tower, or possibly the rear where the prop is. I don't really remember. So I said, be sure to check this entire area out here, because there's going to be pieces of it all through this area. And try not to run into the giant mushrooms. Here's another piece of it. Here. Had not marked. Which is same as this piece over here. So as you can see, it quite likely occurs multiple times out here. Down that drop off tends to get rather dangerous rather quick, so you may want to stay on the high side of this ridge here. Here is another piece of the bridge. We're starting to get into the danger zone down here, so you got to be careful. Here's a piece of the steering wheel here. And this can be like standing up or laying down, half buried. Here's another one of those flat pieces. As you can see, you have multiple chances to find these out here. Really? I swear I missed that. Let's see. I don't see any other pieces. Yes, I have damage turned off. I just don't have time to delicately drive around here. I want to make this a quick stream. Another place to check, but I would behoove you to be very, 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 very careful this direction. Frequently there will be pieces of it scattered here, but I seem to never find them prior to Aurora exploding. So it's got it, and it has not exploded in this game. I've kind of paused daytime, so it's not going to explode. However, I usually don't find the parts up here on this ridge until after Aurora explodes. It's just standard scrap, standard scrap, standard scrap. Piece, or which piece this is. This is another piece of the hull here. It's got I was trying to give you an idea of a variety of things to look for out here. Now the second, you will only find the hull and the bridge pieces out here. You will, I have never in the past ever found the engine parts, which are almost always up. I'm going to get some altitude here so you can see where we're headed. Now the Aurora, like I said, Aurora has not exploded yet, so the stern is going to look a little bit different once she blows. But the engine pieces are out here off of the stern of Aurora. And I will tell you, there is a Reaper Leviathan out there, and just as there is one off of the bow at the other end. This is about as far as I like taking the sub in this area. If I had damage on, I definitely would not proceed any further by sub, otherwise you'll lose your sub. Do not, I can't stress this enough, do not come out here after you've picked up and looted a bunch of stuff. Come out here straight from your base. because if you die, odds are you will lose everything that you were carrying or had picked up, and it's quite likely you will die out here. Anyway, I'm going to show you the pieces that we're looking for. This is the engine, this whole area where Aurora slid into the planet here before she finally stopped, is where all the pieces ground out. So there's one piece here. It's kind of a flat piece, like a drive. It almost looks like a planetary gear. That growl you heard is the Reaper Leviathan. Hugging the bottom tends to be about the safest maneuver you possibly can do. Here is a second piece. Has these like really weird veins on it, or these weird protrusions on the side. Okay. I don't remember which one we started at, to be honest. Should have done it. Oh. There's our buddy. Ah, here's the third piece. It's kind of a rounded tube-looking piece. And typically in this channel, if you follow this channel back, see there's another one over there. There's one of the bridge fragments. Another bridge fragment. This area tends to be littered with Cyclops parts. However, it's not a safe place to be out here looking. Here's another bridge fragment. Another engine piece over here. You can see it's just scattered over a very, very wide area off the stern of the Aurora here. We'll head up to the surface here so you can kind of see where we are. You might have gotten a little turned around. You see we're literally right straight off the Aurora's stern. And unfortunately, most of the Cyclops pieces are going to be reasonably close to... Oh, he's really upset we're here. Are going to be reasonably close to the Aurora, with frequency tends to drop off the further from the Aurora you get. So you see there's another part, and another part, and another part. So, I mean, if you are missing pieces from the mushroom zone, you might be able to pick up the missing items out here. But it's a very, very great risk to be out here with that Leviathan. I'm actually surprised he hasn't come down and tried to shake hands with us. Underneath the ship. Go around, or we can't get out. So that's the locations for the three components of Cyclops. I'll head back to the... Oops. Not a turtle. Thank you. Oh, it's only a scratch. I'll head back to the tube here so you can kind of get some bearings on both locations. But it should be pretty obvious where you need to go. And the mushroom zone is the most spread out. I mean, they're scattered all over the place. However, extremely low threat level, which some of you may prefer. The pieces for the Cyclops, I think you can actually get all of the Cyclops off of the stern of the Aurora. However, there is great risk there in the form of the Leviathan. Let me get out of the sub because it's easier to move around. So, as I said, you just kind of get on the back side of the right side of the tube here. Generally line up this cluster of mushrooms with that sandy knoll right there and kind of go that direction, and you will find the entire huge biome. The other section, get on the other side of the tube. Now on the left side of the tube here. So again, pick the mushroom cluster here and that brown bush and kind of head off that direction. However, danger lurks over there, so be wary. Alright, that's how to find Cyclops. Thank you very much for watching.